Hello everyone and welcome to the Divi feature update live. Today I have another update. So it's going to be very exciting. So before I get started, if you can hear me loud and clear, please let me know in the comments box below. So and also tell us where you're tuning in from. That would be really cool as well. So we're broadcasting live on Facebook and YouTube. So yeah, participate, ask me questions, and looking forward to this live stream. So please let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Awesome. Okay, I just got some feedback here saying loud and clear from... Awesome. Okay, so we have Brad here from Australia. We also have Miss V from India. Paul Nicholson from UK. Good to see you. That's awesome. Hey, not to say it's good to see everybody else, but it's always exciting when there's someone here from the UK. So that's really cool. Mark from the UK as well. Awesome. Paul says loud and clear. We have Mohammed here, says clear. Awesome. Andy from the UK as well. Wow. Hang on. We also have Mitchell from the UK. It looks like we have quite a lot of people here from the UK today. That's really awesome. Let's have a look here. Who else do we have? I can't pronounce his name, but from Sicily. Amine from Morocco. MV from Denmark. Cisco from Malaysia. Awesome. I can't pronounce his name, but it's someone from Tanzania. Awesome. We also have Patricia from the UK. Good to see you all. That's fantastic. Curious Chetan from India. Fantastic. Valab from Spain. Lisan E from Bangladesh. All right, guys, you know what? It's just so many names coming through. But you know what? Welcome you all to the Divi feature update live. Today, we are going to be talking about the Divi layer view. Now, this feature here is very helpful, and I will go through scenarios where you may want to use this because it may look like a feature that doesn't really do much. So let's dive in and let me show you what this feature does. Now, before we get started, this feature, in order for you to get it, in fact, it's free for everyone that has a subscription. But in order for you to start using it right away, you need to make sure you're running the latest Divi 4.4. And the easiest way to if you're running the latest Divi 4.4 is to come over here to updates. Okay, so you want to click here on updates. So this will refresh. So in your case, if you don't have don't have the latest, it will show up here that this is the latest. All right, so so the very first thing we're going to do here is to create a brand new page. So I'm going to come over here to pages, click on add new. Now this feature works if you are building your website from scratch, or if you want to use a pre-made layout. So let's just call this Divi layer. Okay, so we're just going to call this this page Divi layer. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and use the Divi builder. And for this, we're going to use a pre-made layout because you know what? I don't want to spend too much time designing a whole page because the feature is within a brand new design or even a pre-made layout. So I'm just going to go through here and see which layout I can play around with. Okay, let's go with this one here, Business Consultant. So I'm going to go ahead now and use this layout. So in a moment, this is going to go through and update. Right, so it looks like our layout now has loaded. Okay, so there we go. So now this is our page. So now let's go in and activate the layers view. So the first thing you want to do is, in fact, in most cases, what you'll find is when you log on to, or when you start designing your website, sometimes this expand settings is closed. So in order for you to see this layers view, you need to click here and then it expands it. Once expanded, now you can see over here we have a new entry. So right here, this is this layers icon. So if you click on that, this will now show you your layers view. There's also another way of activating this, and it's by using the keyboard shortcut Command L. Hang on. It worked a moment ago. That's strange. That's strange. Not sure why that is not working now, but the keyboard shortcut is supposed to be Control L. But anyways, so looks like it's disappeared now. Let's have a look. Okay, I'll just refresh this. These are the issues when you run a live show. It's crazy. Sometimes things don't work the way you like them. All right, so let me just refresh this. And also I can hear my computer is running really slow because of this live stream. All right, so let's do this one more time. There we go. Right, so this is our layers view. So how this works is it pretty much puts everything in sections. So this is our main hero section, our free consultation section, and so on. So the advantages of using this is it's easy now to drag things around. So let's say you have a long page, as we have here on this page, and you want to drag your section to a specific place. Now, I don't know about you, but if you use the front-end editor, this can be a bit tricky because when you start dragging, it's like sometimes it doesn't work and then you have to go back. So as you can see here, it does work, but sometimes it just doesn't, give you a proper interface. And once you've dragged this, it's like you're not sure where things are. So by using this now, this layers view, you can actually just drag things here. So you can see there quickly, I've just dragged that and now it's at the top. I can drag it anywhere here and it's much easier. So I can visually see where things are. So I'm just gonna drag this all the way back here to the last section. So that's one main feature that you can use this for. Easily drag things around. Now here's another one I'm just about to show you. Now this one here is really cool. So let's say you want to edit a specific section. So usually you would scroll as I'm doing here. You're looking for that particular thing you want to edit. But you know what? If you have it over here on the layers view, all you have to do is to click here on the actual section and this will take you directly to that section. So check this out. If I click here, now it's taken me to that section. If I click here on the contact, it takes me to the contact and then I can go in and start editing. Now, the other thing as well is once you select your section here, you don't have to start hovering over here to get all your control settings. All you have to do is to click while you're here. So if I click here, you can see I've gone into my settings now. And let's try this one more time. Let's say I want to work on the free consultation section. If I click on it, it takes me right to the free consultation section. Now, if I click here on this little triangle thing to expand this, it also shows me what's in this section. So here you can see I have my columns and I can actually go in here and make some adjustments. I can delete this. I can go into the settings just by clicking that. And the beauty of this is it takes me directly to that particular item that I need to work on. Okay, so let's say I go to pricing. This will take me straight to the pricing. But remember, once you've finished editing whatever you're editing here, you just need to close it so you're out of it. So here on the pricing, I can duplicate. I can go into the settings. I can delete. So it's feature rich. So before I continue, I'd just like to welcome everyone that has just joined us. This is the Divi Feature Update Live, a show where we talk about the latest Divi features into detail and also do some Q&A throughout this. So far, if you have any questions, please ask me your questions in the comments box below. And we are taking a look today at the Divi Layers View. Pretty awesome. So let's take a look here. Uncle Social says, I love the layouts tool, but I hate the name. Layers makes me think of Z-index or graphic design. Yeah, actually, I hadn't thought about it that way. Layers is pretty much what Photoshop has been using I mean, pretty much since Photoshop has been around. But as you can see, it pretty much shows you things in layers as well. So I guess that's where the name comes from. Let's take a look here. Uncle Social says this is me starting a petition to change it. Right. I also have Sadi here saying, "Are you serious?" LOL. I mean, I don't know what you mean. Am I serious about what? Sadi, ask your question. I mean, ask your question so I can respond to it. I'm just going through to see if there's any questions here before I continue. Brad says, as a Photoshop user, I like the name. Okay, let's take a look here on Facebook as well, because we are also live on Facebook. So far, I don't see any questions here. Lena says, I love Divi, but sometimes I think you release too many features and I cannot keep up with you guys always. Okay, I do understand, but at the same time, you know, we try to put features out there that can help us make our designs even better and help us make designs faster and even more beautiful. So I do understand, but I hope that these live shows and all our tutorials also help you become even more creative and come up with more ideas to design awesome looking websites. So yeah, I totally understand, but we just have to do it. Right, let's have a look here. All right, so I guess we can continue. The questions, please, you need to ask me. If you make them relate to this update, that would be really awesome. Otherwise, I'll be all over the place. All right, so let's continue with this. So back over here now, I want to show you something that you can also do quickly here. So let's say you want to actually search for a particular item. So there's also this filter option here. So if I click here on filter, I can filter with sections, rows, columns, modules, and so on. So check this out. If I click on modules, now I have all these modules that I can go directly to. So this could be, let's say, in a situation where you want to edit a specific item. You know it's a button or you know it's a module. So instead of clicking or collapsing all these sections and going into the columns, you can just search for it and then directly go into that particular item using the filter. So here again, back on the filter, if I click on, let's say, blurbs, it now takes me to all the blurbs on my page. And then I can just click on that one and it takes me to that particular blurb. And while I'm here as well, if I right click, I can save to library. So pretty much all these features that I have here are ready for me to use. So I can save to library, I can disable, I can lock, I can do all sorts of things right here. Now, I can also click on these three little dots. It does the same thing as the right click. So if I click on that, it also shows me, you know, what I can do with it here, including things like disable, split test, and so on. All right, so now that I've shown you how to use the filter, let's take a look at a different way that you could use this. So let's say you are actually working here on your site and you want to pinpoint where this particular item is. If you right click here, there is now a new option which is called Go to Layer. So if you click on that, it opens up this layers view and then it shows you exactly where that item is. So the reason why you may want to do it this way is because maybe you want to move things around, because sometimes things do get hidden when you use things like negative margins and Z-index. So it can be quite difficult to locate where your settings icons are. So by doing it this way, now you can, you know, move it around and you can customize it even better. So the issues that I used to have before were, let's say I couldn't get the controls of a particular item here. So I I don't really have an example here, but let's say I can't get into, let's say, my row settings here because of my negative margins or the Z index. I would actually come over here now to the wireframe view and then start locating it over here. So I would come over here, locate it, and then switch over here to the front end view and then do it that way. But now with this layers view, I don't actually have to do that because I can just locate it over here. So when I click on it, or if I search for it, I can just find it easily. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about here is I want to talk about pretty much, you know, the way this actually looks. So as you can see, we have these sections named. So you might be thinking, well, how come we have all these named? That is because the layout packs that we use come with the labeling already in there to make it easier for designers to find what it is they're working with. So if you were to design your page from scratch and you don't add, or you don't name it, then it's, in fact, you know what, let me show you. So I'm gonna come all the way down here to the bottom and let me add a brand new regular section. And in that section, let's say we're gonna add 3 columns and we're gonna add some blurbs in there. Okay, I'm gonna save that. I'm just gonna duplicate this twice, drag this over. Okay, let's add a background color here so we can see what we're working with. Okay, so that's my first one. Let me add another one. Okay, so in here we're going to add a video. Save that, and in this one here we're going to add a form. Okay, so you can see here I've added 2 sections. Now, if we take a look here on the right on our layers view, you will notice that now you have sections that are just called section. Now, this is a problem because if you come back to this design after a few hours or after a day or after a week, it's going to be very difficult for you to know what that section is. Yes, you know in sequential order what it is, but there's no way of telling or differentiating it based on name because they're both called section and section. So the rule of thumb here is to actually rename your sections as you're designing this. It's really good because it makes you remember what you're working on, and it's also, you know, much easier when you come back to this design, you know, hours later or weeks later. So let's go in and show you quickly how you can do that. So I can just click on that and just call this blurb section. Now I'm just going to give this a quick name, and then this one here could be, let's say, our contact. So you can see here it's quite easy to go in and label these. In fact, let me write the right spelling there. And when you collapse these in here, you don't really have to worry about this because all we have here is the columns and the actual blurb. So it's the sections that you need to name. So once you've named it here now, it's much easier for you to know what it is. And you can just drag it to where you want it, and it just goes to that position like how it is now. And as I mentioned before, you can actually go in now and start making all your changes by just clicking on this gear icon. And then now you can go in and play around with your design. Right, so I'm going to take a quick look here at your questions. Sati says per page in, okay, hang on. I can't find where to change the number of products per page in WooCommerce. Right, I don't have WooCommerce installed here. Otherwise, I could have just shown you quickly. Jamie says good feature. Awesome. today is quite interesting because I don't have a lot of questions here. Okay, we've got a question. We've got a question here from Mark. He says, "What does the three dots do after the delete icon?" Okay, so these three dots show you more options. So check this out. If I click here, now it has all these options that I can do: save to library, split test, disable, lock, expand, and so on. So that's what those three dots do. They're pretty much similar to right clicking as well. So you can see when I right click, it also shows me pretty much the same things that I have when I click the three dots here. So that's what the three dots are for. Oh, and you know what? I forgot to mention something here. You can also search these layers. So let me just save this. So let's say you want to search for a specific item that you want to make quick changes to. So I know I have a video module, so I'm just going to search for video. And look at that. It just drills down directly to my section, the row, the column, and the actual video. So if I click on that now, it takes me to the actual video. That's pretty cool. So it just drills down and makes it easy for you to find any item on your website that you want to edit very, very fast. So as you can see, I'm sure you can agree with me that this will make your design workflow really, really fast. But you have to get used to it. Because you have to play around with it more and create a workflow that works for you with this. But in my opinion, or in fact in my workflow, I don't have to come over here to my wireframe mode now to try and pinpoint where things are, because now we have this layers view. Okay, let me take a look here. Yes, Uncle Social, I agree with you. When we have our views here, in fact, let me go into one of these settings. Now with this, we can actually dock it wherever we want. So you can see here, I can move it around. But the way I like working is, in fact, I thought I was showing you this. Let me start again. Okay, so with this, I can snap this to the left. And I can also drag it around and place it wherever I want as I'm designing. And also I can, in fact, there's so many ways I can work with this. But at the moment, with the layers view, it just pretty much floats. So like Uncle Social said, it would be really cool if we can snap this over to the right. And then while we have this over here to the left and our design areas right here in the middle. But the challenge you're going to have with that is, if you have a small screen, then you won't have enough real estate here to see your designs as you're designing. Agante says, do I still need to save the changes? I'm not sure which changes. Agante, can you send me your question again in a bit more detail? I'm here to help. Uncle Social says, is that search based on the module type or module's admin label? Actually, it's the module type. It's the module type, because it's not based on the actual label. So you can see here, let's see, if we search for contact, it will just show us the contact form here, or whatever module that we have on the page that we're actually designing. So if you made your own, in fact, let's try this. I may be wrong on this. No. You know what? Let me go in and see if I can rename a module. I don't think you can do that. I haven't tried it before. Oh, yeah, actually you can. So let's call this my video. Right. So my video, we're going to save that. And now let's go to our layers view. But before we do that, we just need to go into the front end. So now let's search for my video and see if it comes up. Oh, Uncle Social, you're actually right. If you rename these modules, it actually shows up here. So you can see my video is actually showing. Wow. I mean, you guys like putting me on the spot. This is crazy. Yes, but anyway, it works. That's really cool actually, because you can rename these. So let's say these videos are different. You can have, let's say, a promotional video and you name it here as promotional video. And that's the one you actually want to go in and edit. So by just coming here to the layers, you can directly say, search for that particular video instead of showing all the videos that you have here. In fact, you know what? Let's add more videos here and see what happens. So I'm just going to go back and I'm going to add another video here. Okay, so that's the video. I'm going to save that. Now, if I go to the layers and instead of searching for for videos, let's see what happens if I search for my video. Does it show up everything? No, it doesn't show this video as well. So it just shows my video, which is really cool. So it just drills down and searches for that particular one that you have on your page. Now, here's another thing. If I search for video, let's see what happens. It shows both of them because video is in both of these. So then it shows you my video and the video one that I've just added. Oh, pretty cool. I didn't even know about that. Right. Oh, yes. No. When you make changes to the layer here, so let's say, for example, I'm responding to Agante's question, and I hope this is the response, and that's how I understand it. So if I come over here, let's say to module settings, whatever changes I do over here, I will have to save it. But if I close this, it doesn't really matter because I am in my settings over here. So I won't lose anything. This is only for navigation purposes only. So I don't have to save anything, and there's no option to save here as well. So I just have to go in into a particular item, and then this opens up my settings over here. So I can actually close this and I won't lose any work. So if I do any changes, they have to be changes that are made over here, and save them. Mitch, yes, you're right. We can actually go in and save the names of the modules in the layer itself. So let's just go back and do that quickly. So let's say I'm in my blurb section here. I'm expanding it. So I'm going to go to the first column. So that one here, let's say we're going to call it services blob. There we go. So now I've just renamed that blurb, and as I did in a moment ago, if I search for it, there we go. So that's my services blurb. And if I just search for blurb as well, I can find it there, and the services blurb as well is showing here. Okay, so you can actually go in and rename things in here. So Mitchell, thanks for that as well. Paul says there should be a save on this layers panel so you don't forget. No, there is no save on the layers panel because the layers panel is only for showing you where things are on your actual page. So when you click the settings on the layers, it opens up the all the setting options on the left, or I mean wherever you have it. So the layers is just there for just showing you how to navigate around your page, and it also helps you access things that you cannot access due to, say, negative margins or Z-index and all these complex layouts that we can build now. So that's what it's for. You don't really have to save here, otherwise there'll be a confusion, because if you save things here on the layers and then you save things here on the settings panel, I mean, it'll be quite confusing. So this here just gives you access to any of your design elements, and this is why we have the settings over here. So whatever you do, it takes you directly to your settings. So here, let's say we go to the pricing. So you see, so it just helps you navigate to where things are on your page. So in that pricing, if you click on this gear icon, it now takes you to your section settings. But if you drill down, you can go into your first row. So you can see here, all my settings are over here on the left. And in that row, if you go into that column, you can go directly to the divider, click on it, and then now it shows you the contents of the divider and where you can save it. So that's how it is. So as you can see here, there's no need for a save on this side. So it's everything is all happening here. So look, I mean, the way you need to look at this is look at it as a tool that helps you move things around and make quick changes and navigate around your pages, especially if you have really long pages. You can drag things much easier. Okay, let's have a look here. Do we have more questions? I'm just going to take a look here at Facebook. Lena says, absolutely, your tutorials are great. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And I'm glad that, you find them great. Thank you. Alexis says, I subscribed to Divi in December. Should I update to use this feature? If you still have, if your subscription hasn't expired, then you can go ahead and update it, easier. But if your subscription has expired, you would need to update your subscription in order for you to get all these Divi features. So that's what you need to do. You need to update your license for you to get your features. But for those of you that have unlimited or lifetime membership, then you're always going to get all these features absolutely free. Right, let's have a look here. Uncle Social says, I just want Mac to know that I appreciate his video thumbnail game. He's taken it next level over the past couple of months. Oh, wow. Did you guys notice the change in the thumbnails as well? Or is it just Uncle Social? Yeah, but hey, it's good to hear that feedback. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. So I'm going to be making more of these fun thumbnails moving on, because it looks like, yeah, you like them. Awesome. Right. Thanks, Andy. Appreciate it. So any questions? Okay, so since there's no questions here, I would like to know if this feature is something that you'll be using, or if you think this is a helpful feature. Now, please let me know by voting here in the channel. So just give me a thumbs up, or no, in fact, you know what? Let's use ones and zeros. If you really like this feature, please give me a 1. If you don't like it, just give me a 0. So both on Facebook and YouTube. I just want to gauge and see if this feature is actually something that you'd use, or something that you really like, or something that you think that this is a really good feature. So let me know by adding a 1 or a 0. A 1 means you really like it. A 0 means you don't really like it. Wow, I got my fingers crossed here. So far, I'm seeing ones. Awesome. Great. No zero so far. Fingers still crossed. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I see a lot of ones coming through. That's great, 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 great. Okay, I'm just going to check over here on Facebook as well. Yep, I see a lot of ones coming through as well. Oh, this is great. Fantastic. Eduardo says it was very difficult to move modules around. Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you on that one. I mean, trying to move these modules around, I mean, sometimes it's like you're not sure where you are while you're dragging. So with this little layers panel, it's much easier, to just, drag things around. And if you don't want to use it, you can just, close it and it's out of the way. But whenever you need it, if you click on that layers icon, it's there for you and you can easily go in and fix things really, really fast. Dennis, thank you so much as well. Appreciate it. Salim Palim says one of the features that I've been waiting for a long time. Great job. Thank you so much. I mean, it's always good to hear your feedback, and I will pass this on to the team as well, that this feature is definitely successful. We are going to be making more and more tutorials so that you don't forget this feature. This feature, I think, is great when you're designing your website. So we're going to be making a lot of tutorials about it. So we can keep reminding you about all these features, because I know we've got a lot of features out there. But anyway, guys, that does it for today's video. For everyone that tuned in today and participated in this live stream, I would like to thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I mean, you guys make these live streams very exciting, and it gives me a lot of energy to come here and present to you and talk about these latest features. So thank you again. All right, so hopefully we're going to have another feature very, very soon, and I can't wait for that because I really enjoy these live streams. So thank you very much, and I hope I'll see you very, 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 very soon. All right, guys, take care and have a great rest of the week. Take care. Bye-bye.